So it's time again for this week's Let's Talk Legal, made possible by Neumann van Rooyen attorneys. And today we do have Puleng Tladi in studio. Puleng, as always, a pleasure having you.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Only a massive pleasure. So, Puleng, I want to find out by you, does a life partnership become a common law marriage if it has existed for at least 7 years?
Unfortunately, no. A couple that lives together without entering into a legally recognized marriage in South Africa will not be deemed as married.
All right, so is there a law which regulates such a partnership?
Unfortunately, there is no dedicated life partnership legislation in South Africa on domestic partnership. However, the South African Law Reform Commission are in the process of recommending a legislation as there is currently an existing draft legislation on domestic partnership.
Now, does that mean a couple who stays together but chose not to get married will not be protected should one of the partners pass away?
Well, it's very difficult to answer that because there's a recent judgment of Banywa versus the Master of the Western Cape High Court, and the court confirmed that a party in a life partnership whose partner died without leaving a will should inherit according to the Intestate succession.
Now, what is your advice for those couples who choose to stay together without getting married?
Honestly, my advice would be to enter into a cohabitation or a partnership agreement, or they must have a will in place to avoid the unnecessary stress and legal costs, as the Constitutional Court in this case that I've mentioned has ordered Parliament to amend the Intestate Succession Act and the Maintenance of Surviving Spouses Act in order to recognize the right of the surviving life partner in any relationship to inherit and claim maintenance after the other partner dies.
All right, Puleng, thank you so much, I think, for shedding some light on something that many of us would not have actually thought of.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
So there you have it. That was, of course, Puleng Tladi with this week's Let's Talk Legal, made possible by Neumann van Rooyen attorneys. Remember to check out their websites at www.nvrlaw.co.za.